Exquisite brooches in the form of black-skinned Moors appeared in the jewelry business of beautiful Venice back in the 16th century. Since then, such jewelry in the style of blackamoor won the hearts of the richest fashionistas of Europe and America. However, in the 21st century, wearing such things should be done with special caution. Suddenly someone will think that the owner of the jewelry more hints at racism, or somehow infringes on the rights of people with darker skin color. It would seem, what's the big deal? To pin an exquisite vintage brooch to a dress. But the banal gesture turned into an unpleasant story, which once happened to Meghan Markle. And all to blame was the jewelry of Elizabeth II's daughter-in-law, Princess Michael of Kent, depicting a figure of a black merchant in a shining garment and a turban. Back in 2017, the British Queen summoned many members of the highest family for Christmas lunch. Nothing foreshadowed an information scandal until Elizabeth's cousin Prince Michael of Kent and his wife, born Baroness Maria Christina von Reibnitz, arrived for the evening. The princess immediately drew attention with a chic vintage mauve brooch, wearing gold robes, a turban, and a scarlet stone that crowned the dark-skinned man's headdress. The Dukes of Sussex also attended the same soiree. It was the first Windsor family event to which Prince Harry and his American wife were invited. As soon as the public and reporters saw the Princess of Kent's Blackmoor-inspired jewelry, everyone immediately accused Maria Christina of making a deliberate gesture, although she took off her coat with the accessory at the entrance. Mole, the aristocrat, was trying to jab Meghan Markle. After all, the Duchess's mom is African-American. Not in favor of the Princess of Kent, played a reputation as the first upstart in the royal family and the daughter of a Nazi. And then there is the embarrassment with an Italian brooch in the presence of Prince Harry's wife. In general, the jewelry ceased to be just a beautiful thing and turned into a weapon of moral destruction in the hands of the royal racist. An outraged Maria Christina replied that she wore the jewelry piece without any hidden meaning. After all, it is a long-standing gift, and the jewel has complemented the princess outfits many times long before the 2017 Christmas lunch. Now, however, Princess Michael of Kent has announced that she no longer intends to wear the mauve brooch, to avoid unnecessary speculation and discussion. But as we know, the Sussex couple left the British palace and settled in the United States. Well, Maria Christina now has free rein and is free to wear the brooch whenever she wants, since Meghan Markle is far away. Once Venetian jeweler Alberto Nardi made blackmoor figurines famous, but the history of the appearance of marvelous brooches dates back to the 16th-17th centuries. In those times, streams of merchant ships flocked to Venice. The Moors dressed in rich silks were none other than Arabs, North African Saracens. Of course, they were accompanied by slaves, dark-skinned Africans. And here the people of Venice turned up their noses, arrogantly treating all foreigners with any shade of skin, whether it was yellow, brown, or black. It did not matter. Moors were dubbed Saracens, servants, and slaves alike. Expensive brooches with gold, diamonds, and semi-precious stones became symbols of the past centuries in the history of tiny Venice. The modern name of this jewelry style sounds like blackamoor. It translates as black moor. Not only jewelry, but also other luxury items, in which black contrasted with gold, silver, and the glitter of fabulous stones, were at the peak of popularity for several centuries in a row. Queen Marie Antoinette, for example, adored the gold blackamoor watch. Alexander Pushkin bought a statuette in the form of a blackamoor, and celebrities from Europe and America considered it an honor to buy a couple or three brooches with the image of a dark-skinned man in rich clothes. By the way, Venetian creations copied not only traders, but also kings and their numerous servants. One statuette could be a figure of a slave, and another could be a bust of a great king. But back to Princess Michael of Kent. Journalists well pored through the photos of the aristocrat of the past years and did not find a single picture where the lady would appear in a light with that most scandalous moor on the clothes. She was accused of lying. Allegedly, she put on the brooch for the first time and on purpose. The unfortunate lady was reminded not only of her father, a Nazi sympathizer, but also of the two sheep with black wool that grazed in the pasture on her estate. They recalled a case when the princess made unflattering remarks about dark-skinned waiters in a restaurant, wished them to go back to their homeland, to poverty-stricken Africa. Meghan Markle herself also added fuel to the fire. The tabloids began to write, They say the Duchess took the moor on her own account and not on a joke offended.